The Triceps Brachii, also known as the horseshoe of the arm. The tricep is the biggest and strongest muscle of the arm. It should be approximately 70% of your upper arm. Triceps comes from tri, which means three, and seps, which means heads. And it consists of the long head, the lateral head, and hiding underneath is the medial head. All three originate from different spots, but all attach to the same spot on the elbow. The biggest head, the long head, originates from the infraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. The smaller lateral head originates from the dorsal humerus proximally. The medial head, which I mentioned earlier, hides underneath the other two. It originates in the dorsal humerus distally from the radial sulcus. Just to make it simple, it originates from the upper backside of the humerus, which is the upper arm bone. All three heads combine into one insertion via the thick tricep tendon. It attaches to the superior end of the olecranon on the ulna bone, which is basically the pointy part of your elbow. Additionally, the tricep tendon attaches to the antebrachial fascia of the forearm and the joint capsule. Now that we are familiar with the anatomy of the triceps, let's see which functions it has. The muscle as a whole has one function, elbow extension, basically extending or straightening your arm. This means it's involved in any pushing motion using your arms, such as bench press or shoulder press, etc. It does not connect to the radial bone of the forearm, so it is not involved in supination or pronation like the bicep is. Having said that, please stop doing supinated tricep pushdowns because they are bullshit! And the only thing it does is weaken your grip. As I mentioned earlier, the long head originates from the scapula, making the tricep a biarticular muscle, meaning it passes two joints. This means it adds a few actions to the shoulder joint as well. These functions are not really something you need to think about when working your triceps, but worth mentioning. So these actions are extension in the shoulder joint as well as adduction and slight external rotation of the humerus. Just to clarify, try not to mix up the external rotation of the humerus with the supination of the forearm. They're two separate things. To make it a little bit easier to see, here I am doing an external rotation of the humerus with a bent arm. Quick recap. The triceps is the main extensor of the arm. It consists of three heads: long head, lateral head, and medial head. The long head originates from the scapula, while the lateral head and medial heads originate from the back upper part of the humerus. All three attach to the ulna of the forearm via the tricep tendon, allowing extension of the arm.
That's all, folks.